Hey everybody, very casual conversation today. Talking about introverts and relationships with introverts, dating introverts, all about them. It's quite a topic. Sometimes we have misunderstanding in a relationship because we take things personally and somebody just needs some time alone because introverts recharging when they are by themselves. They love being by themselves. They love thinking, reading, um, brainstorming. They just enjoy time alone. Not necessarily to the point, when they want to be alone 24 hours. That's not true, but it is such an interesting aspect. And actually, it's so funny because very often we think the person who is communicative and open and so forth, these things are extrovert. We believe that they are, and then it turns out that they are not. So we do have sometimes often we can have it. I'm sorry guys, I think I'm falling asleep. I'm too cozy. I think I'm totally feeling like introvert right now, but very often there are extroverted introverts, and I think I could probably have an example. It probably would be myself. And I know some other people who are like that in my environment because we come out as extroverts because we like to talk, we like to socialize sometimes, we can be life of the party, but not everybody knows that inside of us we are introverts. We need to have time alone. We can't stand when somebody is speaking, trying to sneak peek on our personal life, our details, our, some personal things. We can't stand when people investigate us with questions or trying to know what they don't have to know. We also having hard time explaining people why we cannot make it to certain event. Very often we just not interested in that event because we know that conversation there is going to be very surface like. It's going to be impulsive, not into depths. It's going to be about another people who got a new car, some gossips, and basically, to be short, it's just a waste of time. And it can hurt many people, but for us, it is a waste of time. We feel totally confident, we feel totally fulfilled if everybody is going to that party or event, and an introverted person can stay home, read the books, enjoy themselves, maybe watch a documentary or do something like that. Unless we're interested in a particular event or particular people or place, we really having a battle inside of us because we do not depend so much on external things to fulfill us. We've already fulfilled, we have our inner world, we love being there. We really enjoy the close connections. That is the difference. Rather than having a crowd and small talk with 50 people, we would rather have one friend or two and have a conversation, very kind of intimate, deep, philosophical. In Russian culture, we can talk all night. We can drink tea or other drinks. But I don't really drink, so for me it's tea, or we can have candles. By the way, I always have candles in my house, whether it's spring, summer, winter. We love this feeling of connection and coziness. And yes, that is something we really, as introvert, I'm saying we, but that's something very enjoyable and fun for us to really connect with a person and get to know them, understand them, and share our deep things and being philosophers rather than having meaningless things. At the same time, I was an extroverted introvert. Maybe you meet a lady who is, she likes to dance. She likes to dress up and draw attention, and she's bright and she's outgoing. You will presume that, oh, she's definitely this person that recharges in the crowd and an extrovert. But you'll be very surprised at some of these people like that. After they have an event, they enjoyed it, they, you know, had a lot of fun, but then they do not want to go anywhere for some time because they need the time alone to recover. So it takes them longer to be willing to go to another event. Very often that mistake is made when people convinced something about you that you belong to a certain type. It's just funny. Yeah, sometimes like I like laughter and I just like to I'm very social, but at the same time I'm really an introvert, and people don't know that just because of the extroverted outside. And I have hard time, and I feel bad because some of my connections went downhill just because with some of my friends I didn't have too much in common, and I have hard time faking things and talk about. I just don't like talk about other people and what they do and details of their personal life, and I just don't like it. So unfortunately, some of my friends that I really liked, but I had to kind of stay away because I didn't feel like sharing my personal things, and people always ask you, trying to get some details, and you just don't want to go there. You keep it private. You feel fine with not sharing what's inside of you unless there is a person that you connect with and you love to share. So yeah, I'm kind of having sometimes a little bit of a hard time. Sometimes I have to I cannot maintain certain friendships just because of that. But at the same time, when you let go of something else coming your way, and it's effortless and it's easy, and people feel who you are, and you can talk with them for hours and hours and hours and spend time with them. It's never enough. So some things, I guess, just we have to accept. And it's not that I devalue other people. I just do not enjoy certain conversations, and that's how it is. And also being pushed to go certain events I don't want to go. You know how sometimes when you're part of the group you have to participate certain events and certain parties, and actually I love parties and I love dressing up and I love socializing, but has to be a particular crowd. Otherwise I feel the loneliest in among a lot of people. And that's I put myself as an example, but basically I'm talking about introverts and people who are introverts inside maybe come out differently. But so maybe some of you can relate that. Do you feel the loneliest when you're in a crowd of people? I mean, that's just awful. Because I don't feel lonely. I mean, I of course, as everybody else, introvert can also feel lonely sometimes, but it's not as desperate. They handle it very well, and a lot of times they enjoy alone time. We all need touch and communication and so forth, but we just really enjoy the alone time. So, oh my gosh, I'm so, I hope I'm not too sleepy on the camera. It's kind of getting late. I'm going to bed early nowadays, so I'm way over my time. But yeah, don't take things personally when try to listen to person that you like and realize what they're comfortable with, because it puts terrible stress on an introvert when you're trying to date them and you have events or you have family you want to introduce them. Oh my god, that's very hard. It puts them in a stress, and they might turn you away if you try to press them. They get anxious couple days ahead. They will need to make you, when you're getting ready to introduce them to your 50 family members. So just be a little bit more considerate and give them small dose of people. Yeah, it's funny how things that some people wouldn't even think of, but introverts are they really live inside. So if you are kind of person that love having into-depth conversation, if you like somebody who is connecting with you, like to have very close connections, usually don't have many friends, and um, if you're ready for downsides of an introvert in a way, it can be a very good partner in a relationship, because they are people who are into depths, and at the same time, um, if introvert is, for example, an entrepreneur or anything like that, they would still make them extroverted. They would go out, they would still do things that other people do to be successful, maybe, or to just, be more sociable. But remember, they just need the time alone. They just need time to recover after the parties. They sometimes want to take a couple days off relationship, just sleep in, read books, and drink tea. Just don't take it personal, that's all. I'm sorry guys, this video I'm really falling asleep. So I'm looking right now on my table. I have a number of books, I have a journal behind me, I don't know if you can see, I have candles. That's a perfect night for me. I mean, it's a kind of a perfect night. I really enjoy it. And the awesome thing about introverts, they really know how to be happy on their own. They do have great joy from sharing, from enjoying, from being very close to their partner, and they do recharge in that way as well. But the power of an introvert is that they great taking care of themselves. They know how to keep themselves entertained, if I can say. They know how to just they're very independent. So that is a wonderful thing for a relationship. And if they're close to you, they put you first. They might have some friends and connections, but if they have deep connection with you, you come first. They don't have 300,000 friends around them. They include you in the most important things in life, and you are always more important than any social events, friends, whatever. They value the close connections more than anything. They can be sensitive about when they lose a connection. That's a tragedy. But yes, if the introvert loves you, like have you are in a relationship, they have this beautiful feeling of love to you, you're very lucky, because they're very dedicated. You don't have to be there to feel their care. They're very thoughtful, they're very caring. Yeah, so hopefully there is a balance in your life, and you know how to deal with different types of people emotionally, and there is always something new to learn, how to be a better communicator. And I think we have quite a bit of mixed types. Maybe there are also introverted extroverts, or extroverted introverts. You know, we all need some time to reconnect with ourselves, especially in this age of a lot of digital stuff and distraction and notifications. So don't take it personally ever. If you're not sure if a person ignores you or they just need time for themselves, talk to them and be and accept their needs. They will be very grateful to you that they don't have to explain you like why they need that time. If you just could accept them for who they are, you would get the biggest benefits of having an introvert friend, because that's a friend who listens, that's a friend who cares, that's a friend that can give you a very deep insight on your life and give you advice from their heart. They don't connect with many people, but when they connect with a few, those are deep connections. They are one in a million, one of a kind, and very meaningful. So do not take off your list some people that aren't connecting with you and open up too fast, because it might be something, a personality that worth taking your time and worth the time to discover because of the value they can bring to your life. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate your time, effort, and support. If you like my videos, please subscribe and share, and post your questions and comments, and I will be here. I will see you next time. Thank you.